As 2023 comes to an end, it's that time to start talking about our favorite couch co-op games of the year. Let's start with the co-op pixel art games. A lively Haunt embraces a hopelessly nostalgic vibe, drawing inspiration from 1980s adventure games. Haunt meticulously replicates the visual style, audio design, and gameplay mechanics of that era. Featuring an outdated text parser interface, players engage in a point-and-click adventure by typing commands like open door or take crowbar to solve intricately integrated puzzles. But instead of using your mouse, you're able to take control of the characters. The game is designed for 1 or 2 players, local co-op only, and you have to have 2 USB keyboards. This is the only co-op point-and-click / text adventure I've ever seen. It might be a little rough around the edges, but it's cool to see a game like this that can be played with a friend. Astebros, the developer behind the 2019 Sega Genesis title Demons of Astebros, brings forth a modern retro adventure with Astebros, which was built from the ground up for the Sega Genesis. But it can also be found on modern platforms as well. Drawing inspiration from classics like Castlevania and Ghosts and Goblins, Astebros aims for a unique spot in the market, tackling hardware limitations and employing techniques like bank switching to overcome space constraints. It's a polished roguelite platformer, offering randomly generated dungeons and 3 distinct characters with varied strengths. The game's fantastic visuals and audio maintain an authentic retro charm, even allowing for 2-player cooperative play. This is one of the best roguelites of the year, and it's just really impressive to see on such primitive hardware. Guardgrave is a single-screen arcade-style game, similar to Burger Time or Bubble Bobble. You and a friend must close the coffins to destroy enemies and complete the level before the sun rises. You are able to stun your opponents by hitting them with the hammer, but the only way to kill them is by dropping the coffin doors on top of them, just like Burger Time, but not with burger ingredients. The game was developed by Monster Bath Games Inc., the same team that brought us Death Wish Enforcers and Super Battle Princess Madeline. If you enjoyed those games, you can expect the same level of quality out of Guardgrave. However, it's a much more simple game, but that's not a bad thing. As I just mentioned, Monster Bath Games also created Death Wish Enforcers, which also came out in 2023. This is a clear homage to Sunset Riders, but instead of the Old West, it parodies 60s and 70s action movies. You're able to play with up to 4 players cooperatively. The game offers a familiar yet enjoyable experience with 4 character choices and challenging stages featuring distinctive boss encounters. While the change in setting may be subjective, Death Wish Enforcers introduces unexpected and intriguing elements as the game progresses. However, the gameplay doesn't match the smoothness of Sunset Riders with slightly slower character speeds, leading to a less nimble and precise feel. But nevertheless, Death Wish Enforcers successfully captures the essence of the Konami classic while bringing a unique visual style to the table. Double Dragon Gaiden, Rise of the Dragons, melds roguelite elements with tag team combat, reminiscent of Marvel vs. Capcom, in a side-scrolling beat-em-up. The simple execution of combat and diverse character choices is what makes the game stand out. The tag system allows for meaningful combinations, but the addition of roguelite elements is its greatest weakness, in my opinion. Maybe I'm just getting kind of sick of that genre just getting pushed into every other kind of game. The mission structure allows you to choose which boss you want to fight next. Visually, the game is a departure from every other Double Dragon game that we have seen yet, but that isn't a bad thing. The pixel art is colorful and highly detailed. As a lifelong Double Dragon fan, I wasn't sure how I would feel about this new direction, but once I played it, it just felt right. And in my opinion, this is the best Double Dragon game to come out since Double Dragon Advance. Gal Guardian's Demon Purge surprises with its captivating blend of fantastic sprite art, animations, and satisfying platforming. Despite initial expectations of a Castlevania-inspired demon hunt with anime-style sisters, the game formerly known as Grim Guardians distinguishes itself as a classic level-based platformer. While lacking an in-game map, the game excels in visuals, featuring pixelated yet detailed character sprites and impressive animations. The gameplay centered around demon-hunting sisters Maya and Shinobu offers responsive controls and intuitive button layouts. The co-op multiplayer option enhances the experience. The humor, occasionally juvenile, is mostly satirical and doesn't overshadow the game's charm. Despite a difficulty spike and a few flaws, Gal Guardian's Demon Purge is a delightful and enjoyable action platformer well worth the investment. Voidigo, recently emerging from early access, proves to be an exceptional roguelite shooter, drawing comparisons to Nuclear Throne, but with a distinctive and weirder flair. The game exudes vitality through its lively sprites and energetic animations, creating a dynamic and engaging top-down roguelike experience. The variety of weapons, power-ups, and enemies contribute to a thrilling gameplay loop, and the game's unique boss fight mechanics add an extra layer of excitement. Noteworthy design elements such as strategic choices and chests and special rooms enhance the overall experience, with a generous mix of rewards and relentless challenge. Voidigo stands out as a deserving recipient of its overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam, offering a delightful and exhilarating journey for players. Vampire Survivors originally came out in 2022, but recently added the ability to play with up to 4 players cooperatively. In co-op mode, the limitation of weapon slots, down to 4 per player, adds a layer of challenge and prevents an individual from becoming overpowered. The leveling system is adapted to rotate upgrades between players, slowing down individual character progression compared to the single-player mode. Despite these changes, this update retains the essence of what made the game a success, offering a wealth of characters, diverse stages, and rewarding goals. The seamless performance, even in pixel-heavy moments, demonstrates the effectiveness of the core concept. The co-op mode revitalizes Vampire Survivors, offering an opportunity for new players to jump in. Just like Vampire Survivors, Infernax originally came out as a single-player game in 2022. Do or Die, the latest update to the retro action game, brings a fresh perspective to the pixelated, gore-filled adventure, adding a second playable character. The update introduces local co-op, or the ability to switch between characters in single-player mode. Serval's unique playstyle, wielding a lobbed axe with precision control, offers a different approach to combat and challenges. The expanded difficulty, balanced enemy designs, and the inclusion of new equipment for Serval enhance the overall gameplay. The update also extends the morality system, with choices impacting character perks, leading to the formidable evil Serval, who adds an extra layer of excitement. While local co-op enhances the gaming experience by allowing players to combine skills, the single-player option seamlessly switches between characters. Despite some platforming challenges in co-op, Infernax Do or Die maintains the game's base gory graphics, compelling music, and an additional Contra-like mode accessible with the Konami code. Whether playing solo or with a friend, the update enriches the Infernax adventure, providing a frustratingly enjoyable experience. Now, these next 2 games I talked about in our Best of Co-op 2022 video from last year, but they were still in early access. In 2023, we finally saw their full releases, and they're better than ever. Astral Ascent stands out as a compelling contender in the roguelike genre, offering a captivating experience reminiscent of acclaimed titles like Hades and Spelunky. Set in the Garden's astral realm, the game tasks players with conquering 12 Zodiac-themed guardians to free charming trapped animal characters. While the narrative takes a back seat, the focus shifts to building alliances across repeated runs. Boasting precise controls akin to Dead Cells, Astral Ascent introduces a strategic spell system and an extensive array of spells, each with unique upgrades, creating a mind-blowing variety of combat combinations. The game's difficulty is evident in challenging boss fights, yet the sense of progression remains solid, with currency earned in defeat contributing to permanent upgrades in the hub area. With 4 distinct characters, stunning pixel art, and vibrant colors, Astral Ascent secures its position among the genre's best, offering sensational action combat, intricate systems, and a wealth of meaningful upgrades for roguelike enthusiasts. The other game that came out of early access is Ember Knights. It emerges as a captivating addition to the roguelike/roguelite genre, rekindling my passion for the grind. While lacking a robust narrative, Ember Knights thrives in its diverse gameplay experiences across each run, drawing parallels to Hades. It navigates through 5 randomly generated worlds, emphasizing skill upgrades, abilities, and weapons. The game introduces unique elements, such as a dynamic cooldown system based on regular attacks, allowing continuous engagement. The charging mechanic and the skill tree, requiring strategic choices per run, add layers of depth and replayability. Despite minor pacing concerns in later stages, Ember Knights stands out as an addictively satisfying roguelike gem, offering surprises and extensive endgame content for enthusiasts of the genre. 30XX by Battery Staple Games earns praise as an outstanding run-and-gun platformer, seamlessly blending classic Mega Man X-inspired action with innovative roguelike mechanics. The game introduces two playable characters, Nina and Ace, each offering distinct playstyles, reminiscent of X and Zero. The art style receives a refreshing update, contributing to the believability of the world-saving robot's roles. Standard mode and Mega mode provide varied experiences, with Standard mode featuring roguelike elements and Mega mode offering a guided, traditional Mega Man experience without permadeath. The game's tight gameplay mechanics, automatic charging of default weapons, and 8 platforming stages filled with diverse environmental challenges keep the experience engaging. Noteworthy features include cooperative multiplayer options, a boss rush mode, a speed run timer, and a versatile level creator, allowing players to design and share original stages with the community. I always loved Mega Man games growing up, but the thing that we were always missing is a cooperative Mega Man game. I think this is as close as we're ever gonna get. 30XX secures its place as not only one of the best looking pixel art games of the year, but also one of the most polished, delivering an addictive and finely tuned gaming experience with broad accessibility. What are your favorite co-op indie titles from 2023? Let us know, and be sure to check out our series about the best co-op games in history, where we go year by year highlighting the best co-op games of each era. Thank you for watching.